Byron New York in the Examiner in Washington today, Glenn Beck, is talking about how apparently the House Financial Services Committee has approved a measure that goes beyond the AIG bonus bill. And what
I'm shocked.
It's called the Pay for Performance Act of 2009. Now, we know with the bonus bill thing, it says that if you take government money, your corporation does, they can control the amount of money that you would get in a bonus form and also salary if you're a top executive.
Right.
But this new bill says it goes beyond just the top executives. It affects anybody in the building.
Let's see if I have this right. Anybody who's taking government money,
your corporation,
we got to make sure that their performance is good, so they're not taking obscene amounts of cash, like with the AIG people, it's $165,000.
All the way from
Timothy would decide how much you should make.
Right. Okay. So let me just get this right. So if you're taking government money, let's just say, like you're in Congress, and you don't perform, and your business isn't doing well, then you should make less than, what does Congress make? $174,000 a year. Oh, and by the way, if you work 2 years, you get a portion of that for the rest of your life. If you work 11 years, you get all of it for the rest of your life. Oh, and you get free health care. Okay, so these are the guys to regulate, and they're the guys who know about performance.
Yeah, exactly.
And they've all run companies before,
vampires.
too. Because I think a lot of people are concerned.
They are. Barney Frank is. I've had a friend who said, "Oh, Glenn, these banks, they're going to get out of this now because they're not going to take you." Did anybody have teenage daughters?
Yeah, not yet.
Oh, okay. They read Twilight.
One of them.
It's on my nightstand, but I haven't cracked it yet.
It's a great book. Twilight, in that, once the vampires stick their fangs into your neck and they start drinking your blood, they can't stop. That's Barney Frank. He's never going to remove his fangs from your neck.
Did you do this?
Yes, we did.
You did that? That's Barney Frank?
That's Barney Frank.
Who's behind him?
Barack Obama's got a new hairdo.
Yeah, he does have a new hairdo, but it's a nice...
But Glenn, here's what I think is good about this.
Quite a multitasker.
People are getting so freaked out. These companies that took the TARP money, you have Goldman Sachs speeding to get the money back, you have Bank of America speeding to get the money back.
Good luck.
As they get it back and as they stand themselves up, that they are going, I hate the idea of people looking over our shoulder. The guy who was running Freddie, he said did it for the government, he went in there, took over, and said $500,000 to have to check in with the government of each decision? I'm out of here. You think Ed Liddy's going to work for any company ever again that the government runs?
You know, I had Blumenthal on last night, the Attorney General of...
Yes, I saw it.
Yeah, didn't go well for him.
No, it did not.
I asked him exactly, excuse me, Mr. Attorney General, what law did the people at AIG break? Some of these people were working for $1 per year. $1. Their compensation came in the form of a bonus, $160,000. Now, you tell me who's going to keep putting up with this. These are the people, you know, when the revolution happened in Russia, they went and they killed everybody. They killed all the farmers, they killed everybody. Russia couldn't even make clocks for a while. They couldn't make watches for a while because they killed all the watchmakers. Well, what do you think is going to happen to us? We're killing all the business people.
Yeah.
Right. What do you think about the fact that now GM stands for Government Motors?
I think you're...
and Glenn... The president not only fired a CEO, which is the job of a board of directors, but the last president who fired a CEO was Putin. This is scary.
Look what's happening. I mean, I said this for a while. You've got GE across the street. GE is Gazprom, the combination of Gazprom and Pravda. You watch. They're going to start melding that thing together as well with government.
But wasn't some of it General Motors' fault? I'm just playing devil's advocate here, because they went with their hand out and said, give us the money. My problem, I'm not saying Rick Wagner should stay or go. My problem is that the bank executives did the same thing and got billions more than the car makers. And oh, by the way, they didn't have to come to Washington with a plan, and they all still have their jobs. So I think there's a double standard.
The economy has seasons, just like there are seasons in everything. There are seasons. The guy who was Stalin's main economist Stalin asked him and said, "What's better? Is capitalism or communism better?" He came back to him eventually and said, you know what, capitalism is better. And then he was executed. But
wrong answer.
Right. Before he was executed, Stalin said, why? And he said, because communism keeps propping bad things up, where there's a season. And what happens is there's creative destruction as you go into winter. We're not allowing creative destruction. We can't be free. We can't operate as the leader of the world if we don't allow creative destruction to happen.
What about the fact that some are saying now that the Obama administration really is going to let General Motors and Chrysler go into bankruptcy?
What a surprise that they say bankruptcy is off the table unless they're involved and they do it. Again, vampires drinking your blood. They're taking the lifeblood of the economy
Here's
out.
the question of the day we'd like you to answer, and we'll give the results to Glenn, maybe mentioning on his show in about 6 hours. Question is more than that, Glenn, don't worry. Who should set your salary, business or bureaucracy?
That's right.
Barney Frank.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Chris Dodd.
They've done such a bang-up job so far. Email us right now, friends@foxnews.com. We'll share some of the answers a little later on.
May I just throw this in?
Yep.
None of these people, Barney Frank, Nancy Pelosi, Chris Dodd, Barack Obama, Timothy Geithner, none of them have ever worked in the private sector. None of them have ever, outside of a law firm, none of them.
Right. And Geithner comes from generations who worked in government. Hey, let's talk about Angie Harmon. She married Jason Sehorn. But that's not why we're talking about her. She's saying...
She was an actress on her own first.
Right. No, I knew that too, but Michael Strahan introduced her to Jason Sehorn before he had his injury. More on that later. But Angie Harmon says,
really,
look...
This bothers the two of them.
Right, it really does. We have different approaches to sexism.
Sorry, I was born female.
She doesn't participate in it, and you do?
You know what? Who told you to ref?
I just try and keep it somewhat on kilter.
Keep the email
anyway,
from burning
she's
up.
a woman, and
Jason's a man.
And Jason's a man, and they did get married.
That's good to know.
I think I had that before.
She now is, she's talking about her political beliefs and proud of it and saying, look, just because I disagree with President Obama does not mean that I am a racist. I guess she's been accused of being a racist because she says, hey, I agree with some of his policies. Here's what she has to say. Brian, take it away.
Yeah, it says if I have anything to say against Obama, it's not because I'm a racist, it's because I don't like what he's doing as president, and anybody should be able to feel that way. But what if I find out now that if you say anything against him, you're called a racist? But it has nothing to do with it. I don't care about color. She's in Hollywood, and she's getting some backlash.
No, I don't believe that she's not a racist. You can't disagree with Barack Obama and then also not be a racist. That's not possible.
Oh, come on, Glenn.
No, the only reason why anyone would ever disagree with this man is because of the color of the skin.
For her to speak out like that shows that she really feels...
You know what? This is such bullcrap. I am so tired in this country of somebody playing that card or any card. All of these cards. Let's just say what we mean and mean what we say. I don't agree with the president. Done. You know, I'm getting heat now because I won't stand up and say that Notre Dame should protest his visit. They invited him. He's the president of the United States. You want to boycott him? You want to have a rally? You do that outside, but he's the president of the United States. Have some respect for the office of the president of the United States. Now, does that make me a Barack Obama supporter? Or if I said we should protest him, does that mean that I'm a racist? I mean, this is ridiculous.
So you get mad at Angie Harmon for even bringing up the fact that there's some backlash?
No. He's mad that she has to.
He's being funny.
Yeah, I'm being mad.
He's being Glenn Beck.
Just to make that...
Hey, Glenn, sit right here because we're going to bring out another special guest to sit on the couch with you.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, you nervous?
RG.
Rudy Giuliani coming up to talk about this. The Freedom Tower stripped of the Freedom name. What Mayor Rudy has to say about that. He will join us on the Curvy Couch in a moment.
Cue the mayor.